Oh, there it is. Woo, baby. Yes.
There we go.
Here we
And here
go.
we go.
Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on.
How you gonna say hold on after you say
No, go ahead.
I'm just playing.
Go ahead.
I'm waiting on you. I'm gonna count you in.
Oh, okay.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, y'all? I'm so excited for today's show. I am. Hey, Mark. Mark said he was going to tap in on my live. So, hey, Mark. He's on the set today.
Shout out to Mark.
Shout out to Mark. Boy, oh boy. We're going to have a real fun show. We're starting off with gym stories and what you should look like at 40. with Joe.
First of all, I know this is my first
Wait,
time.
you haven't even been
Go-
brought
go
in
in
yet.
though.
Hush.
Alright,
Wait.
Slide the mic a little closer to you.
Wait. First of all,
There you go.
where's your
Am I
phone?
good?
Go live on your socials. We gotta get you right. So first and foremost, to the front of let me
introduce yourself.
stop. Listen. I tell people in yoga all the time, I'm horrible at introducing myself, but I'm getting better at it. I'm working at myself every day. So I am Harmony, the professional Dreamcatcher, and to the front of me, I have
Shalom to the people.
yes, the man that runs the show that y'all can't see.
There we go. I like that.
He is the man that runs the show that you can't see.
There we go.
And to the left of me, I have introduce yourself for the people.
I am Glenn Payne, fitness professional, everything. Been doing it a
Everything.
long time.
Yeah.
Faster, stronger, wiser. The creator.
Okay.
Challenge yourself to be better than your best.
Yeah. Author of how many books?
Author of 9 books currently.
Yes.
2 of them inspirational, motivated mindset. Go check that out on my website. That's the newest one. And it's
What's your website?
fasterstrongerwiser.com.
Come on, somebody.
Yep.
That's dope.
9 books.
9 books and counting.
Yeah.
I got 10 more in process.
Yeah. He
That's
harassed
dope.
me. He told me all the time, it don't make no sense why you haven't written a book. It doesn't make any sense why you haven't written a book.
You shouldn't talk a lot, not write.
I don't talk a lot.
You could write a book about why you have written a book.
I know.
I'm just saying.
That's how the book got done because of the first harasser. Okay? There was a bunch of people. So shout out to everybody who
It
helped
took
me on my
me,
book.
what, 2 years to get you to write that?
It didn't even take you. I was already trying to. It was just the pandemic that gave me the time to write it.
Okay.
Because pre-pandemic, I spent way too many hours in the gym.
I wrote a book in between the time I was telling you to write a book, and I went and published something else at that same time.
How many pages are in your book?
This one, like 300.
Oh, okay. Now you got a 300 pager. Before
Yeah.
you were writing like 15 pages.
I was writing like 50 pages.
He was writing like little pamphlets.
Hey,
That's how you got to do it,
hey.
He was like, you could put out a book a week. I was like, Glenn,
Was
if
it
you don't
published?
stop it.
Was it published?
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, you did it.
That's-
You
hey,
did that thing. You was
that-
making money off it. That's all that matters.
Hey, if they buying it, it counts.
That's all that mattered. You were making money off of it. So, I had one topic that I was going to talk about. We might get to it. But then Nick brought up a very interesting opinion about what a 40-year-old should look like. And since I have 2 38-year-olds in the room, I needed to bring in the show and the chat room. Shout out to the chat room. David Bomber is in there.
Shout out to the homie.
And more people to come, I'm hoping. I mean, you know, we actually starting on at the 12. At the 12, I didn't know no promoting of this show until I was walking up the stairs just now. So, you know, we just working by the grace of God right now. So what should a 40-year-old look like in today's society?
Well, first of all, a 40-year-old needs to have some slacks.
Okay.
Needs to have some slacks.
40 should come with slacks.
Anything above the waist could be is open for discussion, but you got to have some slacks. You got to have some dress shoes that you can move around in.
Okay.
Because you're 40.
Okay.
You're not running after buses.
No.
You're not chasing chicks down the street. Nothing. You're 40
Hopefully
years-
not.
You shouldn't be, but you're 40 years
Well,
old.
I know some.
Everything
I
is
know
at
some
your
that
pace.
are.
Everything is at your pace at 40.
Everything is at. Speak more about that. How is everything at your pace and under your feet at 40?
Okay, so I had a client. He's from Ghana, old
Okay.
man.
Okay.
Told me a man's life doesn't start until they're 40 years old.
Okay.
So if you don't really become a man till 40, a man does not need to run at somebody else's pace.
Okay.
So you control all your steps.
I love that.
That way you don't need to have tennis shoes on at 40 rocking Jordans because you don't need to run nowhere.
But what if you just want to rock Jordans because they fly?
First of all, only teenagers rock Jordans.
Wow.
And I know everybody, all the Jordan heads are gonna say that.
My head just blew up.
Hey, come on now.
I'm in agreement with you, brother.
Wow.
And then all the fellas out there, if you see a girl walking around with Jordan, she is immature.
Wow.
I'm in agreement with
She's
you.
definitely
on this,
immature.
brother.
If you see, you just, wow. I
Just-
just have never felt so insulted by you before. I'm lying.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
lying.
Yeah,
I don't
'cause
really
you-
care.
You
I don't
worked
feel
with me for
insulted
how
at
many
all.
years?
I was like, number one, I don't really care what you think.
I used to tell you when you got into to work, like, what are you doing?
This is the one person that would get on my head about what I had on. And my boyfriend at the time, who was his big homie, would be in the gym with me. He would be like, where are your shorts? I'm like, on my body? No, they're not. They're too short. Why do you have those shorts on? I was like,
That's real talk, though.
he's upstairs. That's why. Because he said I could come out the house like this.
That's real talk.
He ain't got no problem with. Why you got a problem with? He was like, no.
First of all, the shorts
No.
probably didn't look like that when you came out the house.
I mean, when you move and you have thighs,
Doesn't
they
matter.
chew stuff up.
That's why you have leggings.
Exactly. And
That's-
you go into
hot.
a gym to
Yeah.
work out, not
It's hot.
It was
to be a
winter.
model.
It's hot.
It was winter.
It's hot.
It was December.
In the gym, it's hot.
Not that hot.
I'm working out, it's hot. I still wear shorts to the gym. I wore shorts all winter with a hoodie. I sure did.
That's a whole nother
And I
con-
still wear
That's
Jordans,
a
but
whole-
not that often.
That's a whole nother conversation.
I mean, I'm just saying. So what's your sport? Okay, come on, Nick. What slacks? What else?
Oh, you know I gotta pull something.
Oh boy, he's going to the Bible. A man should not live on bread alone.
No, so this is Ecclesiasticus 19:29. It says, "A man may be known by his look."
Okay.
You understand?
By his
So
look.
based on how my man right here is 100% right.
Okay.
Based on how you dress is gonna tell me everything I need to know about you.
Okay.
So I just feel like as a culture of people, we're kind of stuck in this childish era,
Okay.
right? And the lack of leadership is because the older people won't accept that they're the older people.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I
okay,
mean? Like,
okay.
like I love the fact that my granddad just like he was him. He wore polos and lacrosse every day and slacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just who he was.
Right.
You know, when I was growing up, you can identify an adult based on what they were wearing,
Okay.
how they carried themselves, regardless of their actual age.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? When you was a kid, you see somebody in slacks and dress shoes and a nice shirt.
Right.
It just demands respect, I think.
Okay.
I just think when you grown and you're walking into an establishment with sweatpants and T-shirts and Jordans on, and I'm dressed like the 20-year-olds, what's the separation in my mentality then?
Okay. So the separation is at 40.
It should be in general. Like, I don't want to look like a 20-year-old when I go places. I don't want to wear what you're wearing.
So what's the difference between what a 20-year-old wears right now and a 30-year-old? Why is the shift at 40?
That's the problem.
But I'm saying, so why 40?
It's not changing at 40 either. My dad's 60. He wears sweatpants and Jordans.
Yeah, he does.
I can't do it.
My dad doesn't walk around with Jordans
Yeah, I
on.
can't do it.
My dad usually gets dressed, but my dad loves dressing. Like, we just love to get dressed. So, like, I may wear Jordans, but if I'm wearing Jordans, it's because they...
Don't wear no more Jordans.
You know what?
Stop wearing Jordans.
See, my man, she
Yeah,
gave you the
okay.
game.
Yeah, because
Wow.
I mean, to his point,
I mean, most of my Jordans are tucked because they still wear money. So I just put them up. Look, is it an asset or a liability? If I'm wearing it, it's now a liability, not an asset, because
Yeah.
something could happen to it. But for the most part, like, I do like to be comfortable, and Jordans aren't all that comfortable. I got to worry about creasing them, not creasing
they're
them.
basketball shoes.
They're
meant-
not comfortable to
yeah.
play basketball in.
I know, but that's the problem now when you talk about like the separation. When you go into a building or go into a business, you want to know the person you're talking to is an adult.
Right.
Also, if you're walking around, that's why, kids and stuff are doing everything they want to do because everybody looks the same.
Yeah.
Why are you going to stop acting childish around a person if they're dressed just like you?
That part.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, having that difference, it's almost like somebody who doesn't cuss a lot. Even if they don't tell you don't cuss, the fact that they choose their words carefully makes you choose your words carefully. So,
Right.
dressing a certain way just makes people act a certain way.
I agree with that. I agree 100% with, you know, maturity is displayed in everything you do. How you do anything is how you do everything, right?
So for the women, what age should you stop dressing sexy? Because I can't stand that shit. So what age? I can't stand it when I see that shit online.
What are we
It depends on what type
sexy?
of. It depends on what you.
I never
what
seen
you
my
classify.
grandmother dress sexy in my life. Nigga.
Well, she was old when you already met her.
She might have been 40.
Yeah,
right?
which,
No,
that's your grand.
but that's the age we're talking about, right?
Yeah,
40.
yeah, yeah.
Said she
So,
might have been 40 when
I was
I
a baby,
met her.
my grandmother's 40.
Yeah.
So my earliest memory, she's around 40 years old, maybe mid to late 40s. So
Yeah. But that was a different time, though.
hey, brother, it don't matter to me.
That was a different
It's
time.
about the representation. Like, I've never seen my grandmother dress sexy in my life.
So
Never seen my aunts dress sexy.
Yeah.
They've always dressed like women. Like, they had somewhere to go, something
Wait,
to do.
you know what it is? Probably the elegance. We lost that.
There we
The
go. Great
women,
word.
I think they've lost that.
Great word.
We look
Yeah.
at sexy when you want to use that word way too much.
yeah,
When women try to get back to being elegant,
Yeah.
that's when I think the attire is going to change. Like, okay, I don't need to have everything out. I'm going
Right.
to wear a turtleneck, maybe a little form-fitting, but
okay.
it shows enough to know that you got a body, but at the end of the day, it's not showing everybody.
It leaves
everything.
some to the imagination.
Kind of how my wife dressed.
Yeah.
Everything is.
Yeah, you see how my wife was dressed outside. nigga. You seen what she had on. We not playing that shit.
Yeah. But my wife, she dresses pretty elegant. She,
I was gonna say, but his wife has all kinds of curves.
Who?
Your wife,
That's why you
Yes,
got to cover
yes.
it up.
right?
Yeah.
But so you know, it's a lot harder to cover up all the curves. She dresses well. No,
Yes.
Brandy dresses
Yeah,
well.
she dresses-
Shout out to my sister Brandy.
She
And not
dresses-
that there's anything wrong to what your wife had on. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, we covering up around here.
Yeah.
I mean, which makes sense.
But it is like a point where you can still show off a little bit, because my wife doesn't. She just doesn't have everything all covered up to the T, but
Right.
she does it in a way that's super
Yes.
elegant. So yes, if she has a little bit of cleavage out, it's a little bit.
To me, Brandy dresses like a college professor.
Yes.
And so that's what I was taught when it came to dressing. You dress for the job you want, not the one you have.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned what you're dressing for. Like, are you dressing for the position you're in life right now?
Yeah.
Or are you dressing for the position you want to be in later?
Well, she's also the one that made me switch my attire, because you saw when I first was coming, basketball shorts,
shorts.
whatever. So she's
And
like,
shoes.
I'm gonna buy you this stuff, because you're a manager now.
I'm like, but you still in sweatpants.
Oh, hey.
So I'm like, don't tell me nothing. You still in sweatpants.
Hey, they
I'm
can't
putting
see.
you on blast
They can't
right
see
now.
the bottom half.
I'm telling.
That's
You
why
got
the
2 more
table.
years.
I'm telling.
I got 2 more.
You
30
can't
days.
explain to me why the shift got to be at 40 though. So you should be doing it
I said
now.
at the beginning of the
Yeah,
show.
I
I said
was-
when you
yeah.
turn 40, that's when you become a man. So I still got 2 more boy years in me to wear these sweats and Nikes.
So shout out to my younger brother. He's 36, and my brother Christian, or SB. He, like, for my grandfather's funeral, he was like, "What color we wearing?" And I was like, "Blue." And I expected him to come like slacks and a polo. This mug came with the 3-piece suit, with the vest, everything sharp. And I was like, he was like, "No," I said, "I'm a man now. I got to dress like this." So he's 36. So he's younger than you. So that's why I'm asking you why you keep saying 40, because I think it should start younger.
I mean, I'm talking about the day to day. I'm talking about completely changing
Yeah,
your
no,
whole,
he
your whole
does.
wardrobe.
Like, he grew up wearing the same thing y'all wearing, but now that when I see him, he comes out in a polo.
No, right.
He's
So
got
if I'm
his
going
jeans
out,
on.
I'm dressed. I'm
saying come
polo.
out to my house.
If we chilling, right? I'm usually have all black t-shirts, some pants,
We know.
shoes.
Yeah.
If I'm going somewhere
Mm-hmm.
or I'm representing myself somewhere, I'm trying to put on a nice shirt. If I got some those slacks on, some nice shoes.
Yeah.
I'd rather do that. But I'm talking about on your day to day, like just getting up, going to the store, grabs. I just don't want to look like the 20-year-olds when I'm 40. That's the thing. I don't want nobody to confuse.
So you're
me
giving
for being-
yourself 2 years to get there.
I'm just gonna revamp my whole wardrobe 2 years.
You
That's
should
the
start
game.
now.
I'm starting now. I'm already
Yeah,
throwing
that's the
stuff
game
away. I'm getting only like 1 pair of sweats. So like, all right, you only wear these pair when you're going to the gym. That's it. Everything
Okay.
else has to be
Right.
pants, regular shirt. I mean, the t-shirts, I may not give up that.
Right. You
But
gotta keep the tees. It's cool.
keep them,
Yeah.
keep them nice at least. Not nothing crazy.
Yeah, go to either H&M or Zara and get some t-shirts. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
Yeah, at least they look good. You know?
Yeah.
But what about the women? I ain't talking about us. But what age
So
do y'all need to cut this shit out?
on my live, my girl Roz said, "Sexy is in the eye of the beholder, and a woman can dress sexy for however long she feels. I think the issue is dressing provocatively. And that is an issue for women of any age.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
The problem is in the language. I think that when women say I'm dressing sexy, in y'all brain, you're not listening to what you're saying.
Okay.
When you say I look sexy, you're saying you're attracting sex.
Right. I agree with that.
That's called prostitution in the normal world.
Right? You're advertising.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
I
why
get it.
that's why I'm confused. Like as a woman, why is your thought when you leave the house that I want to attract sex?
I don't.
I'm not saying you. I'm
yeah.
just saying if
I
you,
was gonna say, speaking from my perspective, like I like wearing my legs out. I like having my legs out.
Right.
Like I like shorts. I like short dresses. That's just my personal preference as far as me dressing. I don't like having low cut shirts. Like low cut shirts, I rarely wear them because that to me is more of a distraction.
Yeah.
Specifically. But my goal when I leave the house is not to dress sexy. Like that's not my goal. I'm like this is comfortable.
But I think that the terminology just is what gets everybody. We're using sexy as like the
Right.
standard for how
Yeah.
you're supposed to dress instead of
Yeah.
like I said, elegant, or
Right.
I'm gonna dress not even appropriate. What is another word other than elegant? Classy. You know.
Right. And that's more
Yeah.
of it. I think that a lot of our today's society is losing class.
Yes. Yes.
We're losing class. We're very crash. We're very, especially working in the gym. So all three of us worked in the gym.
Yeah.
I think in the gym setting, like you said before, it's where they were nude.
oh yeah, we ain't going for it in my house. Hell, nigga.
So when you're in the gym, people are toiling with wanting to see their body, wanting to share their bodies,
Yeah.
right? And wanting to market in some senses what they're doing. So some people may be getting ready for a physique challenge, right? So there's girls in the mirror practicing their stances, or there may be a guy that is working on something similar, or like even when you were pulling Mariah's Jeep
Yeah.
outside, right? Like we're doing things in the midst of being in the gym. And so like one thing when me and my ex broke up, like I did not dress the same as when we were together
Yeah.
because I felt like that was irresponsible. And I think that sometimes people need to think of dressing as responsible and reckless.
Yeah.
And sometimes people wear things that are reckless. So when it comes to women dressing sexy, it's not just about maturity and knowing that they're of a certain age. It's also reckless.
Yeah.
Like I saw a post of what should we be wearing in the gym. And I used to wear short shorts and my shorts aren't the longest. But I've seen people up here and like literally your cheeks are hanging out the bottom of your shorts. I think that's reckless.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in a gym setting, and then that conversation needs to be addressed already because, like you said, you're going to the gym, you're advertising. A lot of these people aren't physique competitors.
Right.
They're not doing anything. They're just
Right.
going to the gym for Instagram, and
Yeah.
they're advertising, like you said, they're advertising sex because you look at most gym accounts, most Instagrams that are gym-based, the girl's not even doing the workout half the time. She's just half naked the entire span of all her posts, and it's
Right.
like, oh, well, here's a workout. Like, no, you don't do that workout. You're
Right.
you have a body and you want to show it.
Exactly.
And society has made it acceptable because
Yes.
that's what they pay for.
Yes.
So you're a trainer. We're all the trainers. We know that it's not the workout or the exercise anymore. I
Yeah.
got to have no shirt on and
Right.
my shorts up to here, or
Right.
you got to be showing cleavage or something. It's not the certifications or the time we put in or the
No.
science behind the actual exercise. It's what are you wearing now? And when that becomes when that becomes part of society, which has already been part of society, and now that's in the gym, and then everything's out the window. Like now, sex is just everywhere, and it's nowhere. There is no division between anything. So that's why.
Well, and I think that the gym is one of the places where people think it's socially acceptable to be half naked.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a different time. Like you look back in the days of Arnold Schwarzenegger, the bodybuilders and stuff. They wore almost nothing in the gym,
Yeah.
but they were bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And sex wasn't like the main thing. They're just in there really looking at their physique.
Right.
Nowadays, it's not like that.
Yeah.
dude comes in the gym, he just takes off all his clothes, starts working out. You can be like,
Right.
bro, what you doing? Like, this is weird. What you doing? But then on the flip side, the girl, she come in with a hoodie and some sweats on. You looking at her like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But that's what if you're an actual athlete, you need to have that type of attire on if you want to get a good sweat. You want to get your body actually burning calories. But the girls got to come in there with nothing on to look like they actually even work out. And it's like, that's odd to me.
Yeah.
It used to be this girl at the 24. I'm not gonna say her name in case
Yeah.
she's on Instagram still.
Yeah. She is.
It was a Spanish lady, right? So she had an amazing body.
Yeah.
Some big old breasts, ridiculous, right? Small waist, great shape. But she would come in every day, oiled up, nigga. Just the breast. She ain't put oil nowhere else. It was just on her breast. She would oil up her breast and then go do like lateral pull downs. Slow as hell with no weight on it. That's all. She'd just be over, just like that, looking in the mirror at her breast, right? And then she would come complain to me about the members staring at her. And I used to be like, ma'am, you got your titties out. Wait, why do you have your breasts out if you don't want people to stare? She was like, because I want to look at them. I said, well, if you're looking at them, don't you think everybody else is going to look?
Yeah.
And she just did not understand why she couldn't dress half naked, go to a public space, and not have people
Stare at her.
And this is right before Instagram really got popping, so nobody was really taking pictures. Now, I'm sure everybody had their phone out, nigga.
Right?
Yes.
Filming her while she's doing her thing. It'd be a whole different program. But I used to think that the mentality was just crazy to me that, like, I didn't know anything about gray sweatpants. Why would I know this? I wasn't hip to this information, right? So when I met my wife, one time, like she like tapped me like, nigga, you just walking around with your gray sweats on and shit. And I'm like, what you talking about? Like, I'm just going to the office. She like, oh, so you just got your printout nigga, at the office. And I'm like, my printout? What are you talking about? So she go to the mirror and show me like, look, nigga, this is why you don't supposed to wear gray sweatpants. And I'm just like, word? I never thought about it, right? So that's a possible thing. You may not just be aware.
Yes.
But the moment she said that, I stopped doing it.
Yeah, because you were aware.
Because that's not my intention.
Right.
And I had no idea this was part of that realm. I just
Right.
thought gray sweats was gray. I don't even have no gray sweats no more.
Me either.
Right.
Mine's are all gone.
Let them shits go, nigga, because I'm not on that team. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I think a lot of times that part gets overlooked, which is it's not about how I necessarily feel in the clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really about what the clothes are saying to everybody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Forget about what I'm going through.
Yes.
It's the message I'm delivering.
Yep.
So that's my biggest thing. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And especially women with kids. My
Yes.
biggest pet peeve is when you see women with kids dressing sexy in the picture with them.
Oh yeah.
I just want to shoot them, nigga, because
Yeah.
I just don't understand the logic in it. Like,
Yeah.
if that was a man doing that, the whole world would be up in arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if some dude was in some little-ass Speedos with his daughter next to him, flexing his shit and bouncing his chest, nigga, everybody would say something.
It'd be over.
But you can
Yeah.
see women twerking and shit and move their son out the way of the camera. Like, move, little nigga.
That is wild
You know
to
what I
me.
mean? And
Still.
keep twerking, so.
Yeah. Wild to me still. I remember this video, it went viral, and it's like this mom's trying to show off her body and the kid's like, if you're trying to show off your butt, it's flat.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, whoa, the
like
savagery that's coming out. But like also, why are you trying to show off in front of your kids?
It's a crazy thing. What you say?
But see,
So we got chats popping everywhere,
But
okay?
see, that's the
so
question. What are you showing off for? And that's
Exactly.
where everybody need to ask themselves.
Exactly.
Like, what are you showing off for? What are you trying to attract here? And you can't be like, oh well, they only want sex. Yes, that's what you're trying to attract. And you can't be mad when what you put out there, getting the attention you want.
Yeah. Yeah. So Joseph McVeigh said, thanks, I'm 44, wear business attire every day for work. I hate when my little heart thingy gets in the way and I can't read it. So 95% of the time when I'm not at work, I wear a white tee and an NFL, NBA, NBL, or MLB fitted, color coordinated to some ones, New Balances or Vapor Max. I feel like New Balances are rich man shoes. And I've said that forever. Because all the older millionaires I used to work with in Beverly Hills, they all wore New Balances. So I knew of a certain age that like tennis shoes were acceptable. It was just which ones.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Some brand new running shoes and some brand new Jordans usually cost about the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so for people who say, oh, it's irresponsible for you to pay over $100 for some shoes, I'm like, oh, you have never bought some running shoes.
Yeah, I think anything damn near over $100.
Especially,
I think Chucks is like $100.
yeah, they like 85 now. You can't get
Vans
nothing.
are $100.
Vans are 60 now.
That
I'm like,
crazy?
man.
I was like, Vans used to be $30, nigga. Y'all
Yes.
tripping.
I went to the Vans store. I was like, I gotta walk back. I might as well just go to the Nike store now.
Yeah. So we have, okay, so Mark over on my live says, seriously, women with kids, especially sons, need to be cautious of how they present themselves. Boys, image of women come from their mothers. That's
Facts.
very true. Also, Roz had some comments above. Let me see. She said, thank you for your perspective. I saw that one. She said, I appreciate the insight and perspective. Love this, but have to dip out. Okay. Yeah.
Shout out to Roz.
Yeah, shout out to Roz. And I I'm sending links around so people know that we're not just on IG, we're on YouTube right now. So you can also comment in the chat. We will bring the phone lines up. Yes.
That's
and
crazy. You know, this is the first time I've ever really went live. So I know people on my live looking like, Glenn, what are you doing?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, go live.
Like, what am I doing? They're like, what is he talking about?
Go live.
Like,
yeah, so our topic for today, everybody keeps asking, what's our topic? What should a 40-year-old look like? And I think that one of the things that is a little bit more available at 40 is resources, right? So like when you're coming up and you really can't afford to dress a certain way because you're on your grind and you're just putting things together, it's a little bit different. But when you reach a certain age, and we say that a lot in today's society. And I think, I at 41 think that people dress where their maturity level is no matter what their age is. So like I have a nephew that is 18 years old and he dresses like he's always sharp.
Yeah.
And he's 18. And so I think it's wherever you are, right? So whether it's 40, whether it's 35, whether it's 38, whatever, like dress for the position you want, not the position you have. So I know that this is probably going to hit hard, but for a lot of single mothers out there who are being, quote unquote, provocative or sexy on the internet, it's like, well, you're dressing for the position you have because you're not dressing as
a wife.
Not everybody doesn't want to be a wife, but I'm going to go based on the assumption.
Yeah, but I mean,
you're not dressing like that.
You're not dressing as a wife. And I mean,
right.
This is not to knock any females on there. So if you guys are looking and getting ready to get upset, put your phone down for a second. Don't comment yet. But yes, every woman, when you at some point wants to be a wife or a respected mom, if you are there, and you want to be that motherly figure or that maternal figure. So you got to dress that way. You know, the maternal figures we had, like you think like Cecily Tyson and just her in particular. That's a woman. Rosa Parks, things like that.
Aunt Viv.
That you respect. Aunt Viv.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Claire Huxtable. These are the women that you look up to and like, man, that's a woman. Michelle Obama, you'll see them walking in. You're like, oh, wow, that's a woman I'm going to respect. But yet you dress complete opposite. Right.
You got to look at yourself and say, oh, well, how am I dressed? What am I?
We got a caller? Got a caller on the line. Caller, thank you for calling God Harmony. How can we help you?
Hey, how you doing, Queen? What's going on, King?
Hey. Who are we speaking with?
That's McVeigh.
You are speaking with McVeigh from Houston. First time listener, first time caller.
Yes. Hey. How you doing, McVeigh?
I'm doing great. How about yourself, Queen?
I am doing amazing. I've never had it so good.
Okay, so great topic. I got in kind of late.
Okay.
But I will say that the conversation is so great because I know we're in an era where there's no real accountability and fear of judgment from a societal standpoint. So everyone's afraid to speak on what one should be doing as opposed to the other. Because of that, there's a lack of leadership and there's a fear of trying to correct one another when we do see things going awry. And so I do think we've lost our sense, and I'm speaking as a whole, not any particular race.
Okay.
We have lost our sense of decorum. Therefore, there is no real decency or any standard being set because the now older generation is adhering to the things in which the younger generation is now promoting.
Right.
And so you'll see guys my age, I'm 44, you'll see guys my age attempting to dress and speak in the same way that our children who are teenagers now speak and dress.
Right.
And so for me, because I do, and I put in the chat, because I do wear business attire most of the week, and when I am off, typically I have on a white T-shirt, some type of fitted hat, and just some comfortable shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, and I won't go too long, I remember having a conversation with my son one day, and he said, "Dad, you dress like such a dad." And I'm like, "I'm supposed to."
Right.
He said, "But why don't you buy this and why don't you buy that?" I'm saying, "Then I'll look like you."
Right.
There has to be a separation because I'm your parent and your father. Therefore, there has to be a distinguishment between the two of us, not only in ideology, but also how we're presented to the world.
Yes.
And so I just think in so many instances, like when we go to the airport and you see the thing that Monique said regarding the hair bonnet and the pajamas and things like that, I agree with Monique, but I know that's an unpopular opinion. But I do think we have to get back to some type of standard so therefore that we as parents can then pass it down to our children and then they then pass it down to their children. We can't get to a place where everything is just acceptable and okay.
I agree with you. I grew up in a time where there was etiquette training and charm school, and I was a Girl Scout, right? And so there was values instilled in me young, and I don't know that we're still doing that in society, like teaching people how they should carry themselves. And I believe that starts in the home with the parents. So,
Good class for a kid to take.
Yeah.
etiquette. I tried to start a charm school years ago, but I realized
You know who need etiquette class? Young boys.
Oh yeah.
I find myself mentoring young men all the time, and I'm at the shop the other day. This young man is in there helping. He might be 7, 8, something like that. But he had a ring pop, and it just got to me. The guy said, "My man's, are you really sucking on sugar right now?" And he looked at me. He just did all his lips is blue. So I walked him in the mirror. I said, "What does it look like?" He said, "Like I got lipstick on." I said, "Are you supposed to have lipstick on? This is crazy." And he just looked at me, and he was just like, no one's ever said anything to him about, as a young man, how you presenting yourself.
Right.
I said, for one, you at work.
yeah.
So you can't, if you're supposed to be in here helping, learning how to run you can't be in here sucking on ring pops and shit.
Right.
That's just not, do I have a ring pop in my mouth?
Right.
I said, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And my mom
It's like
was
a
sitting
pacifier.
Yeah.
It's basically literally like a pacifier.
It is a pacifier.
But you put it on your...
I don't even know if it's that deep. It just, as a man, I can't fathom talking to another man while he's sucking on a ring pop.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, the conversation is over, bro.
Right.
You can finish that, and then we can pick this up. Because you're not going to look at me going,
Yeah.
like, he just came out the back and was like, I was like,
yeah,
bro, take
yeah.
that off your
It's a
finger.
pacifier.
Go put it up till you leave,
Yeah.
and let's finish the day out. You know, so I just think a lot of times there's no one around to show a young man how to be a man.
Right.
You know, how to walk in the room and command respect.
Right.
Command attention.
Right.
And not just sit off to the side and just be a spectator, you know, which I
Right.
think a lot of men are just used to just being in the room and not actually having a presence, you know. So that was my biggest thing. And I just noticed a lot of young men don't have anybody saying anything to them. My dad was on my ass as a kid. Like, I couldn't do nothing. Nigga, you can't pick nothing up that's pink, nigga, nothing. You know? And it wasn't that he never said anything about being gay, nothing. I think he was just making a very distinctive line so that when I got older to make my own decisions, it was a clear separation between the two, and I could choose
Right.
what I wanted to do, you know?
My dad used to get on me about, especially when I was young, this is young, about yawning and not covering my mouth.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I realized as I got older how many people do not cover their mouth when they sneeze, when they cough,
When they spit.
when they yawn, when they spit. None of it. Like, you don't even, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But my dad was on my tail. Like, cover your mouth when you yawn. Cover your mouth when you yawn. And I had the sneezing and coughing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, you tired, you're not even thinking, you're subconsciously yawning.
Yeah.
No, he was on my head about it. And now that I got older and I look at him, like, yeah, that does look so just
Well, even like
inappropriate.
the separation, like with men in general, like when you look at boys now, it's like, you know, they're walking with a girl, they're walking on the wrong side.
Oh, no, I can't do it.
They're not opening the door.
I cannot do it.
It's like little things, like even me and my wife are walking, and she'll tell you, I'll move her to the other side, and
Yeah.
she'll be like, oh, okay, and then she'll be like, okay, he's,
Yeah, no.
you know, like, no, you can't, you know, when I'm walking down the street, I got to portray a certain image,
Yeah.
and as a man, there's just certain things we were taught to do, and I mean, my father passed when I was very young, but
Yeah.
there were men around me
Right.
instilled so much into me, so that's like, to your point, we definitely need like a gentleman's school or something, just so boys learn the basics, because now you see these kids, they don't even know how to walk like men.
No.
Some of these boys are out switching like they're girls, and I'm like,
gee.
I'm in the basketball gym, I'm like, dude, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm about to play. No, you don't got next. And I'm walking in the court like that. Not no little
they got-
shorts.
yeah, untuck your shorts,
Yeah,
nigga. What's going
yeah. Why your shorts up to here? And why you switching? Nah, you can't run with me. We're not playing on the same team.
That's real talk.
And it's just, you know, I don't think they know. That's the problem. I don't think they know that this is not the way you're supposed to look. And I'm not even talking about anything
No.
sexual related. I'm just saying that was
Yeah.
there was a distinction. And for the younger kids, I got a 5-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
She needs to see the difference between, you know, how a man is going to act and how a woman's going to act.
And I think it starts that young. Like sometimes I see how parents dress their kids.
Yeah.
And when you speak about women dressing provocatively, sometimes they're dressing their babies provocatively or sexy. Like, and I don't get it. I'm like, why you have your baby out here with a 2-piece on? Like,
Yeah.
what do you need? Why does your baby need to show off her stomach in the bathing suit? Like, why?
Right.
Why she have a 2-piece top and skirt on at
Right.
4?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you teaching her that she should be wearing?
Yeah.
No, 100%. I have nieces, you know, so I think when I went into the process of finding a wife, my nieces was at the forefront of my thought pattern.
Right.
I said, God forbid, what if something happened to me and I gotta leave my family here? I gotta be able to trust this person to represent me,
Yep.
pass that legacy down to my children.
Right.
She has to represent me when it comes to my nieces. I needed them to
Right.
see what a marriage looks like.
Right.
I needed them to have, because I thought about, like, me growing up, I didn't have any physical examples of what marriage looked like. There was no, other than my grandparents, you know.
And what you saw on TV.
Right, and what I seen on TV, which is horrible, a horrible dynamic to take from. So I thought it was most important. I said, least I can do is give them a real representation of what it's supposed to look like, how a man's supposed to treat his wife and conduct himself, what is a wife supposed to look like. Because whatever woman I choose, that's what my nieces are going to say is
Right.
acceptable. They're going to look at her and go, oh, okay, cool. If she's doing this, I guess this is what we could do. If we want to get
Yes.
married, we can.
Yes.
So I think that was probably one of the most important things to me was the woman that I picked had to really represent something and have some kind of integrity, you know, without me being around. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had to dress like this. My wife always dressed modest. Like, when I met her, our first date, she was dressed modest. That's how I knew. I was like, okay, cool. If you're not even trying to show me nothing on the first date, we starting off on a good foot. You know what I mean? So I just think the representation needs to be there, especially for young men.
Yeah.
And then we can, you know, branch that out to the young ladies.
Especially in our community.
I think we
Especially
have
in our
more
community.
things for women already when it comes to stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But especially for young men of color, I don't think we have enough resources.
No, all they got is Steve Harvey, nigga.
Right.
That's the only person in their little realm that dresses up.
Yeah.
Everyone else, like, if you even look at Jay-Z, I don't know if that's the new 50, right? Jay-Z, what, 49, 50, something like that?
I don't know.
So I don't know if maybe that's the new 50. Maybe, you know.
I know Beyonce's the same age as I am. We'll be 42 in September. I think Jay might be like 4 years older than her.
No, he's like 10 years older than her.
Really?
At least 10.
Definitely in his 50s.
Oh, really?
So I don't know exactly how.
I know like Ice Cube and them are in their 50s. You can use Ice Cube as an example.
I don't
Not really,
I don't
'cause he's
expect that
still-
from Ice Cube.
He's still dressed like, you know,
Like NWA, nigga, like
we
that.
in the hood, sitting on the porch.
Yeah.
Like,
And so do most of the people from that neighborhood.
I'm a fan. Don't get me wrong. I'm still a
Right.
fan. I got all the CDs, but
that was
But to your
Uncle
point,
Snoop Dogg.
it's disappointing, though.
He dresses however he should be dressed.
It's disappointing when I see Ice Cube in these interviews, and even though, like, if he's promoting a brand, he's promoting his Big Three, it makes sense. You got to wear the Big Three T-shirt, the hat, whatever.
Right.
But I've seen him on several things, and I love the way he speaks. He's
Yes.
very eloquent. He explains a lot, gives a lot of depth into what he's talking about. But when you look at him, it's hard to take him serious because he still look like Dope Boy.
Because he
Yeah.
still has a Raider hat on with a black shirt.
Right. So you like, I feel what you're saying, but I'm looking at you, nigga. It is not matching, nigga. Like, your mature speech ain't matching your baseball caps and shit, nigga. Like, it's throwing me off a little bit.
But I feel like that's How does T.I. dress?
The good book says, when I was a child, I did childish things.
Right.
When I became an adult, I put those things away.
Well,
Yes.
it's a whole
Yes.
image you're portraying. If you're trying to get a message across, it's not just the words you're saying. It's
Of course.
everything. Because a lot of people
course.
ain't listening to you. Sometimes they're just looking at you at what you're doing. So if you,
Yes.
like I said, if you got on the baseball, the fitted on, you got, the chains all around your neck, the Raiders jersey on, you talking about, all right, we need to start a gentleman's club or a gentleman's school for boys. They're gonna be like, nah, I'm good. You don't have no suit on. I'm sure I don't want to send my boy there.
Did you see? It was just went viral yesterday on Instagram that
We didn't even say bye to McVeigh.
he
McVeigh.
hangs up. He don't say bye.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
I was like, wait, fitted. Go ahead.
This black dude was trying to get into this restaurant. I think it's out here in Hollywood, and he has on white and royal blue J's ones, the short shorts, the style that's in style right now. Not
The
like
Hoochie Daddy shorts?
I don't know if that's what you want to call it, but they were short, like
Above the knee?
Yeah, the above the knee joints.
Yeah,
But the
that's-
fashionable
yeah.
ones,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And a white T-shirt. So the greeter comes out and he's like, "Hey man, you can't come in here with that on.
Okay,
You got to get dressed up."
okay.
So he's looking around. He like, well, she got on Jordan 1s and he got on shorts, but I think he wasn't putting it together. Was the young lady? He pointed out she had on like some white Jordan 1s, just all white. You
Right.
probably wouldn't even know they were Jordan 1s.
Right.
Probably just thought they was white boat shoes.
Right.
From probably what the guy thought.
Yeah,
The shorts that he pointed at, the nigga had on khaki shorts.
right.
So I was like, it's still not registering to him
Yes.
how he's presenting himself.
Yes.
And and the fact that his clothes matched up with his attitude, like as a grown man, to pull your camera out and go, "This is what you want to do? You want to be racist?" Like, nigga, you're an adult male. If another man don't want you in his space, guess what you need to do? You need to leave.
Yeah,
nigga.
you need to leave.
That's the only option you got as an adult man. If another man tells you you're not welcome here,
Right.
You don't pull your phone out and record a nigga.
Right.
And I'm going like it was insane to look at it and go, wow, he doesn't even understand
Right.
how childish he presented himself physically, and now mentally you're displaying exactly what the man thought you were.
So even if you can't judge a book by its cover, you're still acting the part.
Right.
You're in full character.
It was crazy to see.
And if you can go deeper than that, think about what rooms you're not allowed in now.
Yeah.
Like if you want to go into a certain space and you're like, nah, I'm gonna wear this, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Okay, but
Well, you can sit outside.
now you're gonna sit outside, and if you run a business, you need investors. You're gonna walk in there
Right.
looking crazy, and then or not be allowed in at all.
Right.
So,
That's rough. That's rough.
How do you think about for the women in the corporate space? Do you think you have to be sexy, or is it strictly professional now in the 2023?
You know, when it comes to professional environments, I err on the side of dressing like professional / church.
Okay.
So that's usually like my business casual is what I wear to church. Because if it's any more casual than that, it's too casual to be in the business arena. Now, this dress that I have on, it's a little too short to go for business. It's theoretically long enough because it's supposed to go to my knees, but it pulls up. So I wouldn't wear it to a business meeting. Why? Because it would be a distraction. I could dress it up with a blazer and it still be just a dress under a blazer. Yeah. But I usually have like stuff that's less form-fitting when it comes to business meetings or presentations or something like that. Podcast is a little less formal. But yeah, I think that, again, I go for, is it reckless or is it not?
What about you guys as trainers? Have you guys ever had to either stop training somebody because they were dressed inappropriately, or have to deal with that situation in a class maybe?
I have. And I hate to call the ladies out.
I was going to say, I know he has.
You've been to my classes.
I know he has a story for this one.
Sometimes these ladies don't think that, they don't think in general. Like we about to be out here doing burpees and jumping jacks, so you might want to have
better
a sports bra on or something. And, I had one girl, she's in front of class, she's jumping around, breasts just falling out everywhere, to the point where I was like, all right, I got to stop the class and address this situation now. Like, hey, look, you're going to have to tighten up the back of your shirt or something, because it's, you all out over class. And then what that does, it makes my class uncomfortable, because you got other women in there, and even the men that are in there, they're like, oh, well, what kind of kind of gym is this?
Right.
So it's you know, and then I had to stop training clients when they come too provocative. I had a rule where you got to come in sweats when you train with me, and everybody's like, why? I'm like, because it's no need. You don't need to have your butt out and your breasts out when you're working out. We're not about to be doing anything fun. It's not gonna be nothing fun. You're gonna be getting some work in. You're gonna be
He
sweating.
is the one trainer in the gym that would push people harder than I would. Like no shade to anyone else and their style, but we have very similar styles of training. And when he says they were gonna do nothing fun, I at least try and sprinkle a little bit of fun. He is going to have you doing nothing fun. Like you're doing a bunch of burpees. He already said that. Mm-hmm. You're doing a bunch of burpees. You're doing
running stairs.
You're running stairs with a plate over your hands. You're like Anzel said she misses you in body pump, by the way.
Okay.
You're doing plank to push-ups 1,000 times over. You know, you're doing things where you really don't want to have to worry about if you have to pull your pants down or shirt down, because you don't even know if you're still alive or not until he says, all right, great class, and you're like, oh my God, thank God this is over.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I've had to do it. I've had to talk to clients about having more supportive bras. I think that's the main one that I've had to talk to people about is more supportive bras. I think when it comes to yoga, a lot of people don't realize how much their shirt is going to come up because you're going down and coming up and going down and coming up. And so oftentimes I'll see people like shove like loose shirts into the tops of their pants and like try and situate themselves. And then when they come back, they choose different clothes that are comfortable to move around in. But I think when you're going to be exercising and going to different planes up and down and moving around and stuff like that, you have to prepare for that and just have some clothes on. I don't like working out in pants unless I'm outside. If I'm hiking, I'll wear pants. And if it's first thing like 5:30 in the morning, I'll wear pants. But I don't even own that many pairs of pants because I don't like it. Like I don't like I've never. When I first started working out, my legs would burn and they would start itching when I had pants on them. I wore basketball shorts a lot. But having thicker thighs, basketball shorts aren't exactly comfortable. So shorts are more comfortable for me 90% of the time.
But they make shorts that are like not just comfortable, but also like appropriate.
Yes,
yeah,
they do.
They make shorts that are form-fitting, that are appropriate.
They do.
So
they do.
Is there a fashion brand for women that only sell modest clothes other than like a Middle Eastern company?
So
like a popular brand?
Yes. Well, there's not a popular brand, but one of the brands that I really, really love is Active Faith.
Active Faith?
Active Faith.
Active Faith.
Look them up. You're going to love them. They actually have scriptures on the clothes, and they have really great quality clothes. If I was going to be sponsored by any brand other than Nike, I would love it to be them. They have good quality shirts. I had a couple, like I had one that said fearfully and wonderfully made. I had one that said I can do all things through Christ. One of my favorite dry fit hoodies that I can wear literally no matter what the weather and it's still perfect is from them. They have really great quality stuff, and they do have, for the most part, really appropriate.
Still seeing tights and shit on here.
They still have tights?
I'm not really seeing no modesty cracking on.
I said appropriate. I didn't say.
I mean, tights. You're not gonna be a good.
I don't think they have any booty shorts on there. If they are, they're supposed to be worn under.
Yeah, I mean, they look like they got a good brand. Yeah, I just meant like you see some Middle Eastern women go work out, and you can see what they work out in. They seem to be able to find things to cover their body up and not be exposed to people. So yeah, I don't know. I've worked at a gym, so I know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to laugh about trainers. Every trainer I knew was smashing. Period.
Well, yeah,
because
most
it's almost
guy
impossible.
trainers are.
Right, it's almost impossible. And not to say that they're bad people, but if you work with somebody long enough, you get close to them, you start learning things about them. You're half naked, they're half naked, you sweat, your hormones is going.
My God.
You might do a house call sooner or later. Lines get crossed.
None of my male clients wanted anything to do with me by the time they were done with their sessions.
I don't know
Them
any
men-
female trainers that did.
Woo!
But
They didn't
all the
want to talk
homies-
to me.
All the homies were smashing.
They
and
were ready.
dashing.
Bye. See you next week. They were not, because,
So when I started training, I took your approach.
Yeah.
And I would not train with women if I felt any kind of sexual attention, if I felt you dressed a certain kind of way, if you got inappropriate with the stretching. Like, I'll just be like, you know what, shawty, it's not that deep for me.
right.
I'm just going to move this way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I always took that approach. But I would never, like, now I would never train. Like, I couldn't train a married woman.
Yeah.
I can't touch you.
Okay.
I won't even touch you.
Okay.
I had to
Why do you have to touch a client?
I had to examine somebody's knee the other day. Somebody came into the
okay,
shop
okay,
and
okay,
they
okay.
was having knee pain.
Right.
So my first question was, are you married?
Okay.
She looked so confused. She was like, what? I was like, are you married? Because if you're married, I can't touch your knee, nigga. Because if
Right.
I walked into somewhere and a nigga had my wife's knee in his hand, there's nothing he could say to me before I'm swinging. I'm bopping a nigga. Then we can talk about whatever's happening after that, nigga. But
PSA, don't touch Nick's wife's
I don't know
knee.
what you got the knee in the hand for. So I had to get a pen and shit. I'm like, listen, this is what you got to do. Put your knee over here.
I'm so mad you're not on camera.
Like,
I want to put you
I
on my
used to be
live.
I used to be the king of that with the pen.
Yeah, I
Hey,
get the pen.
hey, do that.
Fuck that out.
Move my foot. Hey, but
I've never seen you touch a client.
never had to.
Yeah, I've never
But
seen you
see-
touch a
That's
client.
dope.
But see, the thing is, I was taught when I first became a trainer. I had a big homie, CJ. He was a trainer at the gym in Hollywood. He sat me down. He said, hey, man, saw you just got engaged. I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay. By staying with your woman, you're going to be the most successful trainer in here.
Right.
If you break that up, though, this is going to be your last year as a trainer. And I was like, what does that mean? He's like, faithful men are the best trainers because they can actually get the job done.
Right.
The minute you branch out aside of that, you're not going to do
distracted.
it. You're too distracted to
Yeah.
do the job. And I was like, that sat with me even to when I used to hire trainers. Like,
Yeah.
do you got a girlfriend?
Yes.
They're like, no. All right, well, I don't know if I
Yeah.
can bring you on, bro, because you're not going to
Exactly.
be able to get these standards done.
Right.
You're not going to be able to bring a client from point A to point Z because you're
Right.
going to be thinking about other stuff. So it's just a level of focus you got to have when you're a trainer, and you can't really be single out there trying to do it. So no knock to all the male trainers that are single and you're trying to run a business, but just keep that in mind. If you're a single male
Focus
trainer,
on the task at hand.
focus on the client because these people are giving you thousands of dollars to
Yeah.
get them in shape.
Yeah.
And
get them there.
yeah, you wouldn't fumble
them there.
$1,000.
Yeah, right.
No.
It's interesting because I think one of the misnomers of training is like if you get someone in shape, you're giving away your client, or that somehow your client is actually like no longer needs you.
Yeah.
And people don't understand how so many people lack discipline enough, even though they learn how to work out and they learn our workouts. You'll get a client to a point where they'll know exactly what exercise you're going to put next, but they don't want to do it on their own.
No.
They do not want to do it on their own. So you don't have to use all of the other, I guess, what I would say, fake incentives, or like, you don't have to use sex appeal to get clients.
No.
You don't have to use like sexual chemistry to keep clients. You can do it based on just giving them the service that they're actually paying you for and not all the extras.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I always looked at it like this with training. If somebody's paying me to get them through a journey.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not paying me to be here holding your hand, to be your spouse. So I'm not stepping in for nobody. I'm your GPS to get you from point A to point Z.
Right.
And I'm telling you every route to go.
Right.
I'm not always going to be there emotionally. I'm not going to be there spiritually for you.
Right.
I'm there physically telling you what workout to do,
Yes.
how many reps to do, how many
Yes.
sets you need to do. Now, if you
Yes.
need to cry, go ahead and cry.
That's fine.
But we got to get back to the workout.
Right.
I'm sad. I just broke up with my boyfriend. Cool. That sucks. You got 10 more.
Use it as motivation.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's
100%.
But it's one of those things where it's like it sounds harsh because it's not that I don't care about my clients.
No, but you're paying me to
Yeah.
work you out.
You're paying me. I care about your
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah.
And if I'm a bad trainer, if I don't get you through your journey.
Not to interrupt you, but I have to. So being a coach, I do both, and I have clients that are both. And I think when people transition from being my coaching client to being my personal training client, oftentimes the transition is harder for them than it is for me. Because now I'm walking into your personal training session. I'm not talking about what you're talking about in your coaching session. it's get ready to warm up.
Yeah.
And then you're telling me stuff that you're telling from the coach session. I'm like, all right, you have 15 more of those. Right. And I'm not engaging the conversation like I would if I was a coach asking you questions because it's workout time.
Yeah.
And if you're working out, we have something that's called the talk test. If you're talking, you're not working hard enough. It's just the truth.
But that's the name of being a coach. People forget coach is supposed to tell you what you need to know and tell you everything you need to know, what you need to do to get where you need to get. If you're a coach, I'm not telling you everything that you want to hear.
Yeah.
And if I'm your trainer, you say, hey, I need you to get me in shape. I need you to help me lose 20 pounds, all right? What's the first thing I need to do? Stop eating.
Right.
Stop eating all this stuff that you've been eating.
Right.
You know, you want me to get you to a certain level, you got to start making changes without me because you did these things without me, so you got to make these changes without me, and I'm going to help you get here in this realm. But, you know, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to correct one of your male clients, and he was dressed inappropriately? Have
No.
you ever had that? Okay.
No. Do I know men who dress inappropriately at the gym? Yes.
Yeah,
Are they clients? Yes. Do they get corrected? Not as often.
Right. That's what I was asking.
Right. One, because normally, and I'm not speaking from everyone's perspective, so if people have a difference in opinion, that's fine. But normally the men who are dressing more sexy or provocatively, to use the same vocabulary, aren't attractive.
Oh, that's interesting.
And so you're overcompensating with your body because you're
Wait,
not
what?
very attractive. Attractive people don't really work, in my opinion, attractive people don't really work hard to get attention because they're used to getting attention already.
Right.
So what?
So if that's the rule and you out here at the gym half naked, you're trying to get attention.
So only unattractive males come to the gym half naked?
I just said in my opinion.
Oh, I'm just saying.
I've never seen a real half naked looking in the mirror, trying to flex out the muscles, snatching shirt off guy that I found attractive.
But is it the actions that he's doing that's making him unattractive to you?
Nick gonna make sure he back on the mic.
Do you
Is
think-
it his actions or like even if
Right, because like for me, even if I think a woman looks good, right, I can see you dressed a certain way or do something, and it'll totally change that. Like you're no longer attractive to me, no matter even if I was attracted to you previously. So I'm asking for you.
I understand what you're asking.
Yeah, do you think it's the fact that he in the mirror flexing that's making him not attractive to you? Like,
No.
this nigga's goofy. You're
No.
like, oh, okay. That's what I
No,
was asking,
because
right.
I think goofy could be attractive. I think someone flexing in the right sense, like the Mr. Universe challenges and stuff, they can be attractive. What
Okay.
I'm saying is,
He just don't have any body.
I watch people overcompensate for things in the gym, and that's one of the overcompensations that I generally see is people who weren't all that. I'm not even gonna bring it up. I'm not, because I'm not gonna put nobody out on blast. But you know, we used to have a manager.
Oh, okay, I already know where you're going with this.
We used to have a manager, and I called out that he was I asked him, I said, were you bullied as a kid? And he said, how'd you know? I said, because I can tell. So I watch people work out their childhood traumas and, you know, fears of neglect and, you know, wanting to be attractive and desired by the masses, not just for a significant other, but like they want the attention of the masses. And it could be someone who is attractive, but most times is not. I'll see guys on Instagram that are actually attractive and have the similar build, but they're actually attractive.
What's something a man can do to make him unattractive? So let's say you see a man, he's attractive, right?
Especially in the gym. Like,
Yeah.
let's get specific.
Yeah, what's something he can do that would suddenly make him unattractive?
Oh my gosh. There's so many things.
Oh, wow.
Not have good hygiene. Good hygiene is like top tier for me when it comes to like being attracted to a man. Like if you have bad hygiene, like you smell like your sweat stinks bad. Or you can see like they don't brush their teeth well. Like you have, I don't care if you have a crooked smile as long as you ain't got nasty stuff building up in your
You gotta
teeth
be a
and
clean
stuff.
smile.
Yeah, you need to be clean. I think like you're sweating everywhere and, you know, you're not wiping stuff down. You just out here nasty. Like, I'm going to think you're disgusting. Forget attractive. You're going to be repulsive.
I got you. What about the men who like try to help you work out? Do you find that you know those guys? You know,
It doesn't happen often for me.
You doing something like you doing squats? You come over. Can I show you something real quick?
So that doesn't happen often for me.
Okay.
It did, but when you work out at the same gym and you've worked in that gym and you used to work 12-hour days in that gym, most people don't even bother you during your workout. They may say, hey, what's up? But nobody tries to correct my form. If anybody would try and correct my form, it would probably be this dude when he was there. He'd be like, let me show you this new workout. Or I have other friends that'll be like, you want to work out. But I don't usually get corrected. And if people are trying to flirt with me in the gym.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're not really trying to correct you.
Yeah, I was going to say. And when people
probably don't know either, nigga.
Yeah.
Right. Well, first of all, you probably don't want to go up to a trainer and try and correct their form if they're actually really good at what they do.
Shit.
First off. I would laugh. Because I'm petty. So I laugh.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person, if a guy comes up to me and he's like, anything other than, hey, how you doing? And it's like some real corny stuff, I'll just laugh. I'll be like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's, you know, it's funny because I mean, you know, being in the gym all the time and correcting people a lot. I see a lot of girls, one, they take that completely out of context. And
yeah, because you're just literally being nice and doing your job.
You've seen it happen. You've seen me correct somebody and then walk off and they'll sit there like, why'd you go? I'm like,
Right.
you're going to blow your knee out.
Right.
I had nothing.
Right.
I didn't care about nothing you were doing.
I got to
You were
raise
gonna
my
blow-
hand on this one.
Yeah.
I will correct you if you're going to make my day long. And this is my caveat. If I correct you in the gym, it's because you're literally about to injure yourself. And a little known fact is, if you injure yourself, we're going to have to call EAP, which is emergency. What?
EAP on that?
What's that?
EMS?
Emergency
Yeah.
EMS. There you go. I'm like, we're gonna have to call EMS. No, the thing is the whole procedure, our procedure of Code Blue. We have to call Code Blue, right?
Yeah.
So there's another acronym. It's an emergency response protocol or something like that. So we're gonna have to call the Code Blue. All of the employees, whether you are on the clock or not, has to respond, right? So I'm gonna have to stop my workout or my class. Like, that's why I correct people, because I really don't want you to stop my day.
I used to do it for the same reason my brother used to do it, because I was just a stickler for the proper way to do things. Like,
Right.
that's just not how you do it. But when I noticed, like, it would always be that same thing. It's like awkward at first, because a woman's naturally, I don't know if she's naturally going to assume that you're trying to holler at her. But when you don't holler at her, it becomes a little weird, too. Because now she's looking like, nigga, did you really just walk over here to tell me how to do a curl? Like, yeah, nigga, you're sitting there slinging your arm.
Yeah,
Right.
you about to tear your back
Yeah,
out.
you're doing this shit. And, you know, so it is kind of awkward. Now I don't even do it. Now you just got to blow your shit out. Like, I'm cool. I've had enough bad looks and shit, enough, you know, I got a man. Like, bitch, I don't even care.
I don't even care.
Yeah.
Nobody even cares.
So, yeah, I just did you see the lady at the gym who, she was doing squats, had this really tight outfit on. So she, first guy walked by her, and he'd say something to her. She kind of gave him a nasty look. She put some more weight on it. She does a squat, and now she can't get up. But all the men are like, nigga, hey, man.
Not
They
about to
just
say
kept it
nothing.
moving. Like, hey, shawty, you cussed him out, nigga. I ain't got nothing for you. And just left her there, stuck under the bar. She had to just, you know, flop it down and fall underneath it.
I mean, that's being reckless and irresponsible. I'm not lifting heavy, and I don't have a spotter.
But
I'm
that's-
not.
But that's culture that's been created, and that goes back to how everybody's dressed. That's the culture that's been created. If you see a girl in there some sweats and a hoodie and she's doing a squat and she's messing her form up, and you go over there, she's probably not assuming that you're
Right.
coming to holler because she's
No.
not dressed like that. So you probably think, oh, this is a real athlete.
Right.
You're about to blow your back out. You can't put 4 plates on there. You're not ready for that. I see your knees buckling. Let me go help you. And the imagery is different as opposed to if you got on a 2-piece and you ain't got nothing on and you start looking like you're going to get hurt and somebody comes over and you think, oh, he's only coming over because I'm naked.
Then that's what you were advertised.
I was just going to ask you that. Like,
That's what you advertised.
isn't that the point of wearing those clothes? Is
Yeah.
to get men to approach? Or you just want
I don't know.
Well, you can speak general for the ladies. Is it just you want the attention, or do you actually want the action? Like,
I wish a woman would call in
Ladies?
and speak for the ladies besides me, because again, I go through this cycle in my head. This is my question. Is this going to make someone want to follow me home?
Ooh.
Because I've had stalkers. So I think things are reckless. So there's certain things I will not wear because my question is, am I going to be able to make it to my car, or is someone going to want to follow me up the steps?
That's real.
So that's how I look at it. That's why I can't answer that question.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not going to dress provocatively to the point where people are coming up to me. I'm not the greatest to come up to. Like, most of the men that I would interact with, per se, don't come up to me and talk to me. I'm the type of person that walks away. I don't turn around and look at who's looking at me. One of my friends was like, well, what if the guy that you want to look at you is looking at you? I was like, okay.
Is that what that means when women turn around and look at you?
It was news to me.
Something new I just learned.
It was news to me. I said, I just figured everybody was looking. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to care. If you want to talk to me, come approach me, say hi, have a conversation with me, let me know. But if not, if you're like, I know a good portion of the guys that play basketball at our gym in the morning, right? There's the same group of guys that comes. I know all of them. I've worked there forever. I know all of them in passing, right? All of them say what's up. Some of them, will give the side hug, and that's it. So if anyone wanted to take me out, date me, do whatever, they would have to let me know. There's not going to be like, I'm going to be like, hey, did you want to hang out? No. You're going to have to make stuff crystal clear for me. I'm not going to be the one that walk around and then turn around and see that. It's not in me. It may be in other women. So I wish someone else would call and represent women who dress
but that's
scandally clad in the gym.
That's why it goes.
I just
back
like
to
shorts.
The first point. Yeah, it goes back to the first point. You gotta.
P. Clemenza. Sorry.
You gotta conduct yourself a certain way, and the way you dress.
Dress for the job you want, not the one you have.
Shows you how you're gonna conduct yourself.
Yeah.
Did you see what Pete said?
Yeah. He said, "What up, though, Harmony? Attention and the clothing helps with performance and blood flow." I agree.
What?
I think he's talking about the tight clothes. I'm assuming that's what he's talking about.
He said attention and the clothing help with performance. So they feel like people are watching them, so they're going to perform better.
You know, it's crazy he said that. So I thought this was crazy. So, in the Bible, it tells you what you should wear, right? And it tells you about mixing fabrics and all this kind of stuff. And it tells you about wearing linen. So I'm like, okay, what's the science behind it, right?
Okay.
This can't just be imaginary.
Right.
So I looked it up.
Okay.
Linen is actually a healing property. This is
believe
why
that.
all the bed sheets at the hospital are made from white linen. It actually has healing properties. And when you mix the linen with any other fabric, it cancels out the healing properties
Okay.
in that fabric. So it made me think, okay, then if there's healing fabrics, there has to be other fabrics that
Are
do
constricting.
the opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? The majority of the shit we wear
I could believe that. And
is
dyes
actually
and everything
feeding
else.
us negative energy.
Yeah.
Which is a crazy thing that's a crazy realm to even get into,
Right.
right? About your clothes being spiritual.
Right.
Your clothes having healing properties.
That makes sense, though.
Right, your clothes affecting your actual mood. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I started to be more conscious of is the actual reality of what I'm wearing.
Right.
What are these clothes doing to me? What I thought about the other day, this is a little too much for your information, but I thought about the other day, I was like, dang, I'm just gonna start wearing white drawers only.
White. So I used to wear all white socks when I was on the schoolyard, and when I got in the gym, the homie was like, "You can't be wearing white socks every day.
But you know what? Like, I just feel like
You're not supposed to have all that dye.
having all that dye.
Your skin is your largest
Right.
organ."
That's what was hitting my brain, and I was like, damn, maybe I need to stop wearing these dyes, at least on my lower extremities,
Right.
where I'm sweating and stuff, and it's getting into my pores. Like, that's
Exactly.
probably not the best concept,
Right.
So I just had an epiphany about that the other day.
Yeah. Pete also said yes, and the same manner as guys wearing compression sleeves and pants. And so, like, I do wear compression leggings, especially when it comes to, like, running early in the morning to help promote blood flow. But I feel like I try and do my best to cover my butt up as much as possible when it comes to running, especially because I feel like that's just something that people are going to naturally gravitate towards. I always wear, I make sure that my daughter, because she plays soccer, wear bras that, restrict movement and stuff when you're working out, because I feel like that it's a distraction, period. So, I don't even understand how women with big chests run, without the secure bra because everything is bouncing
shit
and
look
everything's
crazy.
out of
Yeah.
rhythm.
That look
Like
crazy.
I jump rope, if I'm like bouncing, I'm gonna throw off my internal rhythm. So I don't understand it.
Yeah, that did. Yeah, it,
Like
it
you
looks
might as
crazy.
well just wrap it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but and then to Pete's point, what he's saying about performance, there's a difference between working out for performance and people just in there.
Yes.
No, you
Yes.
do one deadlift
Yes.
and then you sitting on your phone. That's
And I'm gonna want to fight you.
that's not
For
not
being on the
performance.
machine.
And you
Yes.
got on the little shorts and the half and you know
Yes.
the halter top
Yes.
and you're not really working out. You could tell who's performing. In there.
Right.
They're working out for real.
Right.
And I mean, it's not hard to see. I mean, maybe because we all been in the gym industry,
Yes.
we know.
There's
but
certain things working in a gym all day long that you learn. One, I will say that, and this is way off topic, but one, men hands down to me will be more consistent than women, and women usually have to move around if they can exercise because of their families. And a lot of these women that we're talking about that may be, less dressed, are single, right? Because if they were in a relationship, chances are, at least for me, they're trying to be more modest for their partner and not advertise. So I think, but going back to our actual topic, as a 40-year-old in the gym, and someone who
Russell sweatpants is what you need to be wearing.
hates
You need to wear Russells, nigga, and
Russell's.
what
At
other
least they
brand
got them
is-
at Ross.
That's what I'm saying. Russells. What other brand is baggy shit? Fila.
Fila.
Oh my gosh.
Fila
Make it
good.
a whole Fila
yeah,
fit.
Yeah, Fila's good. Fila's good. I don't know, man. I just feel like I get the wanting to look good for yourself, feel sexy while you go to the gym. But I think at 40, if you're not a trainer or you have to market your ability to actually train people
Right.
and market, your
Yes.
results, you should just think about what you're representing
Right.
as you get dressed.
Right.
If you leaving your house and you got a husband and you look sexy, you should think about that.
Right.
But and then fellas too, if you got a wife when you leave the house, you
part.
can't. Like you see me in the gym, I'm in there with a full hoodie on, no matter what it is, and everybody's like, "Why?" I'm like, because it would be irresponsible for me to be in there with a cutoff on, doing muscle ups with some little shorts on, knowing I'm going home to my wife and daughter.
Can't
Right.
nobody
Like-
do one of your spin classes in a hoodie. You have your cutout shirts.
That's
about
insane.
it.
Yeah, that's and it,
You'll be in basketball shorts. But and my question is so the men that I see that are inappropriate are two things. One, they usually don't have a shirt on at all, which put your shirt on. And their shorts are too short.
Yeah, that's just bad etiquette, nigga. You can't, I ain't talking to no nigga without a shirt on. So I don't even know. Hey, brother, you gotta get dressed first, nigga. I ain't got, and that's just
And-
being raised around men.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just certain things you can't. Where I'm from, you can't talk to no nigga half dressed.
Right.
It just never happened until I got in high school and I was around other cultures of people, and you would see white dudes be butt naked, nigga, just talking about the game, nigga. Like, nigga, I had 4 fouls, and I'd be like, bro, y'all got to get dressed first, nigga. Y'all,
Put your clothes on.
yeah, what's going? So culturally it may be different, but I just grew up. You don't, as a man, you got to represent yourself as a man. It's not appropriate, nigga, for me to walk around with my shirt off, nigga, at a gym. Like that's
Right.
that's insane. That's
Yeah.
just, like you said, that's a little too desperate for a man.
Yeah.
That's a little too desperate, nigga. Like,
And again, hygiene. So now you're sweating, you're putting your sweat on everything. And I'm wondering, why?
what if they don't wear deodorant? Does that bother you?
Okay, so
she had a little mini seizure. She was like,
I really have a sensitive nose. So if you stink, if your sweat stinks, I'm not gonna hang out with you, period. I'm sorry. It has to do with your diet. And yes, it could be your body chemistry, but if I feel like you stink, I'm not gonna be around you. So whether you use deodorant or you just don't smell, I don't know your business. I don't use a formal deodorant sold in stores. I make my own because I have sensitive skin.
share the recipe.
It's part of my oils. You can get it. You can.
Okay, I didn't
I need
know.
to set up the oils at the T spot.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no, I
I
make
got a
a
shelf for
roll
you.
on that I use for deodorant, and it if you get boils under your arms and stuff like that, I do, it reduces them. I really don't get them anymore. But it's made with essential oils. So whatever you do to maintain your hygiene, be aware of yourself. Like, I used to have a younger cousin. His sweat would smell so bad. And, like, this is, okay, again, I had a lot of younger brothers. I would pick them up from practice. Hey, Pop. I would pick them up from practice. All the boys would get in my car. They would stink horrible. I would make them roll all the windows down. I wouldn't care if it was raining. If I am overwhelmed by BO and it's smelly, I can't do it. I'll just be like, nope, can't do it.
Would you say so? I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
You should say
I
something.
told the homie,
Why
I said,
not?
look, dog, if you don't want to wear deodorant, that's cool. But you got to eat better, nigga. You
That's
can't
it.
do both, nigga. You,
One or the other.
Yeah, you can't do both, bro.
Pick it.
You can't eat cheeseburgers and everything we eating and not wear deodorant, bro.
Yes.
Because it's going to come out through your pores. So
Yes.
you got to eat. You got to be a vegan to eat great,
Yes.
nigga, and then don't wear deodorant. So we ain't got
Yes.
to deal with it, but
Yeah,
I'm
but
not going to do
even
both.
that though, you know, that's a different type of smell. You know,
Yeah.
you get those vegetable eaters and they start. Everybody know what broccoli water
Well,
smells
I was
like.
about to
That's
say,
why.
cabbage.
Yeah, it just,
All of a sudden, you walking around the gym smelling cabbage.
Yeah, eat more fruit, nigga. How about that?
And there you go, plums.
Yeah, eat more fruit. 'Cause that'd be strong.
Man, yeah. No, hygiene is a huge thing for me. I can't do people with bad hygiene.
You know, luckily, I haven't ran into too many women with bad hygiene, luckily, because it's a traumatic thing to me. And I think it's because you don't see it often. So when you do run into a woman that smells anything, it's really mind-blowing. Because I would assume, as a woman, can you smell yourself?
Yeah, I know what my stuff smells like.
Because that's amazing to me. Like, if I could smell you, that's what my mom used to tell me.
Yeah,
If I could smell you 2 days late for a shower, nigga,
thank you.
like, you should have smelled yourself a long time
I take
ago.
showers multiple times in a day.
But I've been at gyms. And,
I also brush my
know,
teeth multiple times a day.
I've been at gyms and women get up from a machine.
and the machine smell.
Boy, oh boy.
Man.
Boy, you gotta get that clear spray.
Yeah, just throw the whole machine away. Just,
Like,
Throw
bro,
it
just throw the whole
away.
machine away.
Not worse than men. Men are way even worse. Because
Yeah.
Right.
in the men's locker room, it's the worst place you could be.
Yeah.
My little brother goes to 24 hour. I said, hey, man, whatever you do not sit on the benches in the locker room. He was like, what? I said, yeah, bro, because no offense, but white dudes, they get out the bathroom and just sit on the bench naked. You know
Well-
what I'm saying? And I'd be like, my man, you can't put your cheeks.
We have
bro.
a pool in our gym, and so
They swim
people.
naked?
No, they don't
Oh.
swim naked. But when you get in the locker room, there's a lot of people changing from being in the pool.
Okay.
And they will get showers and be before showers and try and figure things out. So, I mean, I don't sit on the benches in the women locker room
Do y'all
either.
talk naked in the locker room?
Some women do.
Oh, okay.
Some women do. I find it weird. Like, I try not to make eye contact and look at people while they're naked. And so, but being known in the gym, like being a coach, being a group exercise instructor, people want to tell me, oh, I'm coming to your class, or they want to say, oh, I loved your class, or whatever. And they'll be stark naked.
I didn't think women cared.
What do you mean?
Like,
that
do y'all
women
like,
cared if we talk to each other naked?
Yeah, I didn't even think it was a thing. Like, I just thought,
I mean, I don't want to sit there and look at you while you naked.
oh, okay, I don't
I mean, I might want to sit there and look at you when you're naked, but it's usually not them that's talking to me. while
yeah, I
you're
don't know. I don't know.
naked. It's usually
well, I mean,
not
'cause
them.
It's a real different in the men's locker
That's
room.
why
No,
I'm,
yeah,
I'm saying. Like, it's a
don't
whole.
even, don't
yeah.
even walk in there naked trying
Yeah.
to talk to nobody. It's gonna be, all right, bro, you need to put some
Cause that,
pants
yeah,
on.
because that means something in the man's.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I
In the man's
understand.
locker room, it means.
But
something.
it'd be like your mom and your grandma talking to you naked. It's like, I
I
don't want to
don't-
see all of that.
That's why I was asking. Like, is it even a like?
It's like when you
It's
big
not a
mama
sexual thing, though,
no.
right? It's just like, yo, that's just. I don't want to
Yes.
see it. Okay.
Yes.
Because and a man, you automatically on defense. Like, hey, my
Yeah.
nigga, hey, hey, bro, back
Go
up.
put that away.
It's gonna be,
back up.
it's
Go
gonna
put
be a
that away.
fight in there in
Go
a
put
minute.
that-
Get out of here.
That's all.
Get out of here, bro.
Like, you got to back up,
you
Playboy.
gonna have to.
I was gonna bring in a stir the pot, but I'm gonna leave it alone
Gotta go
because
change
we
on
done
that
already
side.
went to the locker rooms and the bathrooms. We're gonna
yeah.
leave that part of the gym out the conversation.
Yeah.
And I know we bounce around everywhere, and I think the reason why we use the gym as the low point is because it is socially appropriate to wear less
Right.
clothes. Like I seldomly, but sometimes I'll forget and I'll go from the gym and go to the grocery store, and then I'll turn around and be like, oh yeah, I don't have enough clothes on, and I'll go to my car and put on like a full t-shirt.
Yeah, well, I think that attire from the gym is starting to go
Bleed
into
in.
bleed into
Right.
other
Right.
cultures. That's why. So it's like, that's why it needs to be talked about, because
Right.
people who are wearing all of this stuff, that's gym attire.
Yeah, like yoga pants are more popular outside the gym.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like I know so many people that wear yoga pants but don't actually go to yoga.
They ain't never took yoga.
Never.
Don't even know what they call
Never.
yoga pants.
No.
You say you got yoga pants on? No, these are just pants.
These are Lululemon. These ain't no yoga pants.
Those are designed for one thing. Like,
Oh, we got a phone
Yeah,
call.
second one call.
Thank you for calling God Harmony. How can we help you?
Hi, I don't know if you can help me though.
Hey, Dana Dane.
Shout out to Pastor Dina.
Hey, hey, I wanted to comment about the locker room.
Come on, somebody. Preach, girl. Preach.
The locker room, and then Nick was asking or saying, oh, I thought women were comfortable. No, we're not.
Okay.
We're not. I don't want to see any woman undressed. I've gone to Olympic Spa in LA, and it's the spa where it's all women, and they prefer that you walk around, nude.
Mm.
I mean, it's just a thing because it's only women in there. So they're like, you can do your services, you can get in the pool and everything. And I did it once, but I didn't want to make no eye contact. As soon as somebody made eye contact with me, I looked away. I was like, yeah. So my friends now want to do it. They want to do the Wii Spa where it's the same thing, all women, and it's open, you're nude, and all of this stuff. And I'm like, I know y'all, I love y'all, but I don't want to see nobody nude. I don't. I don't want to see y'all. We friends, we cool, but no, I don't want to do none of that.
So
I don't want a woman talking to me with her legs open
Yeah.
and she's talking about casserole.
No, I agree with you. I went to like a Korean day spa with some friends one time.
It's gold. It is gold.
And I was like, oh, okay, we just gonna walk around from room to room. And now, hands down, best experience of a woman scrubbing my body since I was an adult, once. Because I have not brought myself back to do it because the whole concept is still like, yeah, no, I don't want to.
Yes,
no.
I did it one time, and I am not interested in it. I wish I could speak on the provocative stuff about the gym thing. I don't prefer gyms. I don't like the way they smell. I don't like when people get off the treadmills and they spit on them, like they're spitting on the ground or on the floor. So I really don't prefer gyms. I like the classes at the intimate boutiques or the one-on-one training I'm doing now. But,
her favorite trainer.
I see all of that where women are very provocative, men are very provocative. They wear, the tightest, smallest things because they're there to show they work out. But a lot of their interaction at the gym is to be seen.
Right. Yeah.
Is to
Attention.
be seen and possibly get a hookup.
Yeah. 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 Well, you are not wrong, Dana Dane. And shout out to your trainer because I know she's amazing.
Hilarious.
Him.
I know my trainer is so good. I love my trainer. She's also my Reiki practitioner. She is my life coach. I found her here right on Rollout, I've been thankful ever since.
Yes.
That's amazing, Dana.
Yes.
I know. Testimony
Come
with
on.
confession. Love it.
Yeah, that's dope.
All right, y'all. You enjoy your Friday.
Thank
You too, Dana.
Have a good one.
Give me a life coach.
Right? Yeah.
Great.
Here you go. Let
I
Glenn
don't
be
know.
your life
Like
coach.
Boudini Brown.
There you
know.
go.
Man. I didn't, Muhammad
Right on
Ali,
Rollout.
Muhammad Ali had a life coach.
Most successful men have coaches.
I need somebody to follow me around to tell me I'm the man. Like, hey,
Wow.
you just imagine how progressive your day would be
Right.
if somebody was just behind you.
You
As
can
soon
do
as they-
this.
As soon as they
I mean,
see you kind of tail
You can
off,
do
they're
it.
like, hey, you got this. You the man. Come
Yeah.
on, man. You the shit. Let's go.
Yeah.
If that's
Yeah.
the case, I need
Yeah.
my own band
Yeah.
just to play behind me.
You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah.
That's some
He
good
does.
music,
He
bro.
does.
You see,
He
I'm,
does.
I'm going to get you sucker when you're the band. I need
That
that,
was one
right
of the
behind
great,
me.
That's the greatest scene.
I wanna
Imagine
be-
going to a fight.
Yeah.
And you got. That's why.
Imagine going anywhere. I want to go through the drive-through like
That'd be
shaft
hard.
with
Yeah.
the band in the background. Just-
Wow.
Order behold,
Wow.
totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you ordering? Don't matter.
Right.
DJ, give me something.
Yeah,
Right.
give me something good. And you just pull to the next window,
Yep.
Yep.
I agree 100%. Everybody need a life coach, man. Get it together.
Yep. Absolutely.
Now, do life coaches have life coaches? Some therapists see a therapist, so.
I don't have a life coach. I have a therapist that I check in with like once a quarter. And I have a supervisory coach that I go to, and now I've always pushed on Glenn to become a coach because I think he has it in him. He doesn't quite have the background that I have yet, so that's why he thinks coaching is advice, because coaching isn't advice. But I have a supervisory coach to make sure I'm not giving advice. So I have a supervisor that will go over sessions and will debrief, and if there's projections or if there's something else coming up for me, or if I feel like, there's an area that I need help getting around, if a client is getting stuck or something like that. And so every once in a while, if there is a situation like that, I will even ask a client. I'll go as far as ask a client if I can record the session for supervisory purposes, and to keep my certification, the graduate certification I have in evidence-based coaching. We have to do supervisory sessions like twice a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good little parameter to put on that.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think that a lot of trainers have trainers.
Yeah, definitely.
Or they have training friends that they really like to work out with.
Yeah. I take classes all the time.
Right.
Like, people don't know. I'll probably take more classes than my students.
Yeah.
I'll take yoga. I'll take spinning.
Yeah.
I'll take everything that I'm teaching everyone else because I need to know that extensively. So I'm always in the class.
Yeah. So my evening workouts, I work out with a couple of friends who are also coaches or trainers, and it's time for me to switch my brain off, and I'll just follow whatever workout they're doing. Because I've already put together the workout for the morning. I've already put together yoga. So it's my time to just kind of go on autopilot and just, instead of staying cerebral in my mind of, okay, how does this connect to this? I can just lift.
That's kind of like a life coach, though. You spend most of your day thinking about everything.
Yes.
So talking to somebody, getting somebody to actually look at your day from the outside in.
Heck yeah.
Okay, let me tell you why you reacted to that situation.
Right.
Because you can't see it, you're in it.
Yeah, helping people unpack things is a big thing about what we do. Uh-oh. Spicy.
Wait, that was weird?
It said spicy. Yeah. One last question for the group. What is your least favorite aspect of working out?
What's my least favorite aspect of working out?
Yes.
Man, getting started.
Okay.
I know that sounds weird, but
No, it
that's
doesn't.
the hardest part of the workout is getting started. Like, you can have fun when you're lifting and but that first set,
The first 7 minutes.
That first 5 minutes.
Okay.
Doing a warm up that's my least favorite part. I don't want to get in the gym and get started. I just want to be right in the middle and then cooling down. But having to get in there, jump on a treadmill or jump roping or having to do the pre-warm up, it's tough for me.
What you got, Nick? What's your least favorite?
I was just thinking about the pre-warm thing, which is treacherous, especially if you're a former athlete. And
Yep.
It's treacherous. But
Yeah.
for me, it's injuries, man. Like,
Okay.
I think I played sports so long, and all of my life was about training to play professionally. I didn't know any other way to train, So when I stopped playing, I would still train that way,
Most athletes do.
and it was the worst. Like, I would, you'd be doing fine for 2 or 3 months, or but I feel like once I got back into the workout, I would get injured, and now it's a whole for nothing. Like,
Right.
I'm not even getting paid to play. Nigga.
Yeah.
Like, so now I'm sitting out for 2 weeks
Right.
because my back hurt.
Right.
For no reason. Like, so
Right.
that really got to me. So I really had to learn how to retrain myself and really just say, you know what? And it was more of a mental thing. It wasn't a physical thing. It was like, I don't need to go in here and I don't need to do it.
Right.
What I ain't do, there's nothing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna apply these reps to, niggas. So I just need to maybe go stretch,
Right.
do the stairs for a minute. And I was like, my body probably needs me to take it easy these next couple years, as hard as I've been going for these last couple years. So that was the most difficult thing. That was the one thing I hated the most, was just getting into your rhythm and then doing too much,
Yeah.
and having to start from zero all over again it was just draining as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I want to clear something up. I know everybody heard me say pre-warm up, right?
Yeah.
There's a real pre-warm up. So
Yeah.
I know everybody's
Yeah.
thinking like, wait,
Nick
what's
said the same thing. He said, boy, that pre-workout.
There was
That
a pre-warm up.
Yeah.
Before you get in there and warm up,
Yes.
there is a whole routine you got
Yes.
to do right before that.
Yes.
Once you hit past
Yes.
35,
Yes.
you can't just get in there and jump rope no
No.
more. You got to
I mean,
you gotta
I
move
can.
them knees around. And
I mean, I
But you got
can.
to stretch your calf,
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah,
Like,
'cause
oh.
shoulders,
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
shit.
you gotta walk around a bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's why I say
That's
you know,
real talk.
Yeah, there is a real warm up. You gotta do something before
That's
you
Yeah.
can
real
even
good.
warm up.
I used to just go warm up on a punching bag, right? I would just do 10 minutes, just nonstop straight. Right now,
Yeah.
nigga, please, my shoulder would be hurt. Nigga,
Yeah.
to throw my whole lift day
Yeah.
off. I'd be like, I
Yeah.
can't even lift today.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, when they ask me to come hoop, I'm like, I can't just come hoop. I
Right.
gotta.
Bro, I quit hooping. Bro.
You got to stretch your hamstrings out.
I got injured one more time on the basketball court. Nigga, I picked my shit up. I said, bro, this is over, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no scouts out here. Nothing's happening. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
I stopped doing it. I just go shoot now, but I ain't. I can't go out there and just I still haven't figured out how to turn that part off. That competitive basketball edge, like I can't turn it off.
It never goes away.
If you score on me, nigga, it's on.
The whole game is over. Yeah.
And at the end, and I know from that point on, I can in my brain I'm gonna pay for this after this game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For the next 2 weeks, nigga, it's a wrap. I'm gonna have to go sit at the house and chill.
Yeah, that's why I don't walk into too many boxing gyms and they're sparring because you think like, yeah, man, you know what? I can get in there. I can get in there.
So wait, caveat: he's a boxing coach.
Oh, shit, I
Okay.
used to box too.
Yeah.
That's the business. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Before he starts acting modest, he's a boxing coach.
I was a boxing coach for 2 years, and I stopped before I got some fighters just because I took a more lucrative role at a gym. But yeah, I remember you used to go in gyms boxing, and the first thing you did was warm up a little bit, and then you got your headgear ready because you're about to go in there and spar. Right. Now, 30, 38, I don't care if you in there 15, 16 years old. I'm not going in there and getting my liver punched out of my back.
You're going to be punching me.
Nah, don't touch me. I'm about to hit this bag and this speed bag. I'm going home. That's it.
Yep.
I think boxing may be the worst because if you get tired of boxing, nigga, you're going to get hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, no, the two things.
You're
No.
going to get
The
hurt.
second one is if you're swimming.
You're
I'm
Swimming.
black. I ain't never swam that long. Nigga,
Oh,
to get
yeah.
tired.
Yeah, I'm like, I
You
ain't
get
never-
in that pool.
I ain't never swam to get tired in the pool, nigga. We don't do that.
Yeah, if I get a little fatigued, I'm getting out. All right, man.
I'm hanging on to the edge.
Woo,
nigga.
well, let me get to the side of this pool, climb up out of
Do
here.
you remember me getting ready for my lifeguard cert and I had to do those 20 laps?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no, I don't play with the water.
Yes. Okay, so two things. Pete Clemenza said he hates doing cardio and wasting time stretching. The wasting time part and the fact that you had a typo and you corrected it to further your point of wasting time stretching.
wow.
That's where a lot of injuries come.
Yeah.
So you think you're wasting time, but that's what you're actually injuring yourself because you think it's a waste of time. That was
No,
the first thing.
You got to elaborate on that more, by the way. But the weight.
So I will. But the other thing I was going to say before I read that, was part of how I warm up and my pre-warm up is I actually go to the sauna for 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I go to the sauna first, 5-10 minutes, so I'm actually kind of warm and possibly sweating because I take forever to sweat. So a pre-warm up without a sauna is going to take me forever to even start sweating. So then I have to go into the stretch and the dynamic warm up, which is stretching the hamstrings and everything else once I'm warm. So if you're stretching cold, you're definitely going to injure yourself. And if you think about it like this, if anybody has ever taken meat out of the freezer and then tried to cook it, that's basically what you're doing to your muscles. Your muscles are cold and stuck together. And so what you're doing by ripping them apart too fast, you're going to rip your muscle fibers and tear things in your body.
Yeah, and then just like to address it, like, I'm going to start with the wasting time. Everybody thought that, especially athletes. We thought, oh, man, I ain't trying to stretch. It's those, like you said, Nick, those first 2-3 injuries when you realize, man, now I can't move for 6 months.
Yeah.
Because of this, hamstring that pulled. Not even like an ACL.
Right.
We talking like hamstring, quad.
Yeah.
Shoulder.
I pulled a hamstring picking up a basketball one time.
But
A basketball.
the stretching part of it is
6 months.
It's one of those things where it's like you have to do it. It's something you don't want to do,
Yes.
but it's almost like brushing your teeth in the morning.
It is.
You don't. Yeah. Sometimes you get up like.
It's not a waste of time.
Yeah. It's not a waste of time. It's 5 minutes. You need to get your. And then the DOMS, the delay. If you don't know what DOMS is, delayed onset muscle soreness. As athletes, we are taught to find that and enjoy that, but that's not really what our muscles are doing.
No.
When you have that, your muscles are torn.
Yes.
they
Injury.
You're gonna
Yeah.
need to repair those muscles. So it feels good. Yeah, I'm getting big. No, your chest is actually torn.
Right.
So now just something like opening up the fridge, now you done tore a pectoral muscle.
Right.
Yeah.
Or your hamstring. Man, leg day was crazy. I'm sore now.
Yeah.
Now you bend over to pick up something off the ground.
Yes.
Tore your hamstring.
Yes.
So it's like
Yeah.
we need to be looking for tightness,
Yeah.
delayed onset tightness,
Right.
where you feel like, oh, I'm a little tight because you felt that blood flows in there, but that soreness is not necessary to look for.
Right.
And that wasting time stretching, that soreness, you might not even be able to stretch because one more centimeter and that whole shoulder is going to go. So it's...
I know that.
Yeah. I mean, but that's just a way when people are... I notice, and this is with new lifters.
Yes.
And I always say new lifters. You could have been lifting 5 years, but if you're a new lifter, if you haven't realized that, okay, I got to stretch. Mm-hmm. I can't be looking for the DOMs. I got to be looking for tightness.
Yep.
Because you could be looking for it, but when you find it, ain't
and
what you
when
want.
you do have that soreness and that tightness, the way to recover from it is hydration and rewarming up and stretching.
Yeah.
Because a lot of time it is a buildup of lactic acid and it is your muscles constricting together. So you need to work to loosen and elongate those muscles, which takes time.
Yeah. Plus, what's your goal? Are you trying to get bigger? Because if you want to get bigger muscles, if you experience DOMs or the delayed onset muscle soreness, you won't be able to work out for another couple of days because those muscles have to heal up before they can be worked out again. So, and if you keep experience it day after day,
you're going to end up injuring yourself. Yeah.
Or your muscles are not going to grow because they're too torn.
So back to our original topic. What should you look like as a 40-year-old? I think in the gym, if you look at the people who are supposed to be leading the charge in maturity in the gym, as trainers, as coaches, we had to tailor and change how we went about working out. We have to tailor and change how we go about dressing. And that goes in the gym and outside the gym. How you conduct yourself when you're at the store and all those things. As you grow in maturity, they should grow.
Well, and even how you dress in the gym correlates to how you work out. Yeah. Most of the people who experience these injuries, they're ego lifting because they got the tight shirt on.
Right.
It's like, oh, I'm about to try to lift everything in here, and then you end up tearing something because you're trying to look good.
Were you there the day that the dude tore his bicep because he was doing bicep curls with the 100-pound dumbbell?
I wasn't there, but I've seen people do it.
Yeah.
I've seen people try to squat too much because they got the best looking fit on, and that your outfit ain't gonna make you stronger.
No.
this ain't you ain't no superhero. This ain't gonna make you stronger.
No.
But
growing up, before we get out of here, that was the telltale sign in the hood if you could hoop or not.
Oh,
Was cause that's why you laughing. As a man, nigga, if you come to the gym and you too geared up, nigga.
Yeah, no, you
can't
run.
I'm not picking you up.
You can't run.
You got an arm sleeve.
You can't
nigga?
run.
You got an arm sleeve, a headband.
I'm good, bro.
You got the headband.
Can't do it.
A headband. That's what I was thinking.
The full set.
You're coordinated.
Top and bottom.
Yeah, you got
Can't
the
do
whole.
it.
You got the fresh, clean
I
set.
played with a nigga had the whole nigga had Kobe. He kind of looked like Kobe too, so it was weird. But he had the 24 shorts. He had the calf sleeve. He had the one on the forearm. And he had the shoes on. I'm just like, nigga, what is going on?
You didn't get dressed up to go to the gym.
And he played like Kobe. Imagine if Kobe missed everything, but he played just like Kobe. But
He looked like him.
He mimicked Kobe.
He mimicked
he mimicked Kobe.
He didn't make one shot, but his moves look good.
Everybody has an off day.
But see, you think about it now, it's funny because we talk about the 40-year-olds, how they dress. Man, the scariest guy in the gym is the one that come in there with the sweats on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just some regular Nikes.
So
Hey.
I played.
He got his shirt tucked in. He just messing around. He gonna go out there and give everybody buckets.
I saw a dude come in the gym with sweats, chucks, and an ankle bracelet. Come on the court and slaughter people.
So I played against Baron Davis one time.
Oh, well.
I didn't know it was BD how he walked into the gym, but he had a beanie on. He had like just a raggedy sweater on, and some sweatpants, and some regular shoes. Nigga just tearing the gym apart. Nigga.
Yeah.
And we thought it was an old man for like a cool minute until we were
Right.
looking like, nigga, I think that's Baron Davis, nigga, that's doing this to us.
That's doing it to us.
But what I realized what happened was psychologically, everybody relaxed.
Right.
Because they thought, oh, he's probably
Yes.
an older, washed up dude.
Yeah.
So I took that to my advantage. When I would go hoop after that, I would always dress like a bum.
Yeah.
Like I want to look like I can't hoop, nigga. So niggas lay off me, and then I just get busy on them. You know, look like an old school dude.
Yeah, I come in there with the sweatpants on.
Yeah,
All the
sweatpants,
time. They're
yeah.
like, man. But, now I just got to keep my legs warm because After 35, them knees don't just
Oh
warm
my
up.
God,
You
I can't with
gotta keep
him.
them
I
legs
just take
warm.
my knee and call it
It's
a day.
all jump shots for the first 2 games.
Man.
Yeah, it is.
No going to the cup.
I'm not even going past
he's
3-point
not
line.
going. He's not going. I'm
That's when
gonna
you
tell you
start
right
pointing
now.
on defense. Hey, get back,
Yeah.
get
Oh
get.
man, you become a scout. Hey, let's run this play. Hey, come set this screen for me. Why? Because
Yeah.
if I run too fast,
Right,
this is my last game.
right, right, right.
Somebody say I wore Chucks in it today.
I ain't even mad. All right, y'all. We've been here talking. We've been all over the place around the bend and back, but I have totally enjoyed my time with you too. So one more time, let the people know where they can find you.
Okay, one more time, fasterstrongerwiser.com. You will find my workouts. Some of them are free. Just go in there. I also have a book in there, Bodyweight Blast. That's one of my workouts. Cheap. Go ahead, pick it up. Motivated Mindset is my mental training book, so go pick that up as well. You can find me on Instagram, Faster, Stronger, Wiser. Go to my YouTube channel, Faster, Stronger, Wiser on YouTube. That's where you're going to get the most and the best content I have, where you're going to get mini videos, little movie series. You're also going to get workout programs. A little bit of everything is going to be on my YouTube channel. It's going to be stuff you can watch on the treadmill as well as stuff you can actually work out too. I also have an app. It's on Playbook. It's also on my website. Go to fasterstrongerwiser.com. I have an app dedicated just to working out. So if you want to get your workout on, hey, go check me out. Faster, Stronger, Wiser, all platforms.
Dope.
Awesome. You can catch me, gotharmony.org. Well, let's see, IG Got Harmony, and the book is on Amazon and Kindle and paper copy. And Nick, where can people find you these days?
You can find me on 147th and Crenshaw on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the RSL Herbal Emporium. Come get your herbs, man.
Yes, and soon to be, my oils will be at the Emporium.
I got a shelf for you, so let me know.
I'm gonna be on my way, probably Thursday.
Let's do it.
Yes. And so, I just want to give shout outs to Danny of Let Danny Tell It for sharing a spot with me and bringing me on as a co-host. I want to thank Rollout Digital for this platform and always all their support and love and all of that good stuff. And I want to shout out the 213 Hiking Squad. They're an amazing group of people. We just had our 12th anniversary beach party, and that squad is amazing. My bestie squad, they already know who they are. And let me see. Did we cover all the bases? I think we covered all the bases. So
Before I go to everybody listening, I'm going to put the links to everything they mentioned today inside the chat. So if you guys are interested where to find this information, I'm going to put the links in the chat.
what about the description?
I'll put it in the description too.
Okay, cool.
Gotcha.
Cool. So, live the life that you love. And if you're not living the life that you love, then holla at your girl. It's what I do. To the rest of y'all, God bless. Peace.
Have a good one.
Put some clothes on.
Put some clothes on.